Welcome back to another installment of painting botanical dahlias in watercolor. This is, I think, my fifth installment in this series, and I am finally showing you the final flower painting. I'm excited to show you how this all looks together, and then I only have one more step, which is painting the background. If you followed me with this series, you have seen me explain my process 100,000 times. So a couple things that are different in this flower. First of all, I'm using a different brush than I've used for some of the other ones. This is a Filbert. This is a new brush I have, which is kind of rounded on the top, but it is flat. So depending on how I twist the brush, I can get really thin lines, but then I can also use the belly of the brush to put down washes. So this is a pretty versatile brush that actually worked really well, and I did nearly all of this flower with my Filbert brush. Another thing that's different, well, not different, it's just that this flower has a bit more yellow and orange in it, and I contemplated editing this out, but I'm just going to show you. I really made some changes as I was painting. I really tried to be realistic with the yellow and the shadow that's almost green, and I did that, and then I hated it. So I removed some of those layers and added a different color on top. So you're going to see my adjustments there. You know, we're all trying our best. This flower, just like with the top one, ends up being significantly more saturated than the reference photo. And try as I might to be loosey-goosey and light and subtle, right now it's not in my nature, so we're not worrying about it. I'm using the reference photo to get a sense of where my shadows are, where my shapes are, and generally what color is going on. And then I just up the intensity because that's me. So I'm going petal by petal. You've heard me say this if you've seen my other videos in the series. Observing what general color the petal is, observing where maybe it's darker or there's shadow or highlights, and then I'll add in some little line work either while it's wet or after it dries with my liner brush. I think my favorite part of painting these flowers is starting with that inner section of the flower. I did that last video too. Oh, brother. That interior section of the flower with the really dark. And the Filbert worked really well for that. So that was super fun. And it's fun building up these layers. As I'm editing this, it's interesting to see, it's easy enough to kind of delete what feels like extraneous painting moments, and then you see it all add up and you're like, oh, that tiny little dot actually did make a difference because I did like 600 tiny little dots and they all add up. So while I tried to keep this under 20 minutes because that's all my attention span can handle, uh, i didn't want to edit out so much. So, oh yeah, you could see that right there. I didn't want to edit out so much that you couldn't see the really detailed work and how these tiny little layers make a huge difference, and it's not these big sweeping motions. As I have new tips, I will interrupt myself and talk about them, but once again, I don't want to just say petal by petal for the 30,000th time, so I'll probably yap about something else. Although you can see I'm using a bit more orange in here. The top flower is way pinker, and this one has a lot more yellow and orange, and it was fun to kind of play around with those colors. This is a type of painting I didn't really expect to enjoy when I started painting watercolor, which that happens to me so often. I kind of have this idea of what I'm going to like, and then it ends up being the opposite. And I actually don't love painting super loosey-goosey all the time, and I like this style of painting. It's not my main style, but I do it every once in a while. I learned this style of painting from when I took a watercolor like online course, I think in 2018. And I surprised myself. So I was like, yeah, who knows how to paint this? That's impossible. And then I did. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. And fun in a way I didn't expect it to be. And then the next year in 2019, our apartment flooded the entire like bottom because the apartment above us, their bathtub overflowed and then it just all poured down through our walls and it was so miserable. But our landlord said, yeah, this is going to take a couple weeks to fix. You guys have to move out. And we had like a day. We had like a day. They had those industrial fans 24/7 in our apartment. We got to get out of here. So thankfully, my husband found a furnished apartment across the street. This nice lady who took pity on two teachers and was like, yeah, I'll give you guys a discount. So thankfully we that was Snowpocalypse. Do you guys, if you're in Seattle, do you remember Snowpocalypse? That was crazy. Interruption. Here's where I'm adding in the green shadow, which I start out liking and then I hate. So this is interesting to watch kind of sped up and see at what point I change my mind here. But this is a hard thing to do, to put down paint and then to take it away later. I don't necessarily recommend it, but it started looking like baby poop brown green. And I was like, this ain't it. So, oh well. I'll interrupt myself again in just a second. So Snowpocalypse. We had a snow day, thankfully, so we didn't have to take work off to move across the street, and we had to stay in that apartment for I think 6 to 8 weeks. It was like 2 months. It was crazy. And that was in the middle of a lot of snowstorms and a lot of snow days. And so I started doing some painting projects and finding my own my own reference photos or like uncopyrighted photos on the internet. What are those called? The ones that are like, oh, see, look at how dark this is. That girl, you went overboard. So what else is new? Okay. Oh, so anyway, I had the time and I was like, you know what? I actually did enjoy that. And so I found another rose picture and painted that and found that like, yeah, this holds up and this is fun to do. There's the scrubbing. I wet my brush with clean water. I run it back and forth on the paper. This is high quality paper, so it can handle some abuse, but this was silly of me to go in so hard with that baby poop color. But look, it lifted okay. And now we're just going to go over it with pink instead. Here we go. It's going to be fine. You can barely tell. Okay. And then every so often, like every year or so, maybe I'll do a painting like this. And it takes quite a while because I don't want to just sit and do the whole thing in one day. That would take hours. So there you go. When we moved to that apartment, we had to bring our fish. I am not a fish person. I never wanted to have a fish, but for my husband's birthday one year, he called me on the way home from work and he said, hey, so for my birthday, a student handed me a water bottle, like a plastic water bottle with a fish inside and said, happy birthday, I got you a fish. His name is Richard. So I think we need to go and pick up fish stuff. And I was like, I don't want a fish. He's like, I don't either, but we have a fish. So Richard lived with us for maybe a year. He was already kind of old. R.I.P. Richard. He loved to follow my finger around the case. You know, like I would drag my finger around the glass and he would just follow me. That's about as much interaction as we had. I hope you're doing well. He's not. He's dead. So sorry. You can see in glazing over that baby poop color with pink, it kind of makes it more orange. So we're still in that orangey realm, which is good. I didn't want it to end up being super pink like the top flower. I wanted some variation. And again, I've been real brave leaving these mess ups in here instead of removing them and pretending like I know what I'm doing all the time. But listen, you guys, we don't know what we're doing all the time. Last night, I had my friend over and we painted a pretty complex mountain landscape, which I love painting mountains. It's like my jam. And you want to talk about heavy handedness. That I went overboard. Maybe I'll show it to you. It's going to make some great bookmarks once I chop it up. It is unusable, but it just reminds me that I just, restraint is a skill that I can continue to grow in. We're entering in the part of the painting where I have the most fun. In addition to that inner section of petals, I really like adding these tiny little corner and edge shadows, and I think that just really makes it pop. As I'm painting this and realizing that the top flower and the bottom flower are getting like not dark, but darker than the reference photo, it makes me think that maybe I need to darken the middle flower, but it's so luminous and I don't really want to do that. I think what I will do is add in the background in my next video and then reassess. It might just glow and be great. So I am nervous about putting in the background because normally I'll either leave it white or for my peony that I showed at the beginning of the series, I did a black background. And so there's not a ton of decisions to make there. But for this, I'm doing like a soft greenery background, which I've never done before and I probably won't practice. And we're just going to wing it. And if I don't like it, then I won't turn it into a video. And then you'll just have to imagine that it turned out great. So I'm finally switching over to my liner brush and adding in some of these veins as one of the finishing steps. I'd really love to know if you've seen this series and it inspired you to try out painting your own flowers. I would love to hear how that's gone for you or what you've learned or noticed. You can even hit me up on Instagram and send me a message, and maybe I can take a look at a picture of your paintings. All right, I zoomed out. It's always a good idea to zoom out and take a look at your masterpiece. Wow, that was fun. It's so relaxing. So let me know what you have painted, or let me know if you've ever received a fish in a water bottle, or if you have ever had to move out of your flooded apartment. All right, until next time when we are going to paint the background and finish this painting off. Bye.